talking about this week, ACE, the African Caribbean Engagement Charity Program, is incredibly 1 year old already. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. But regular listeners will know that 98 Not Out Phoenix FM were there right at the start, right at the very, very start of this amazing journey. So I thought we really should catch up with the man himself, Mr. Chevy Green. Chevy, 1 year old man.
Yeah, 1 year, and Daren, thanks again for having me on. Like you said, I have to give you a lot of credit because you was one of the first to reach out. Literally as we kind of launched, and you gave us a platform to start off with. So thanks to you and that, out, and you've always been a supporter. So to continue being able to get our message across to your listeners is great. And who knows, not out, and the reggae revival and ACE, continues to grow.
Don't forget Reggae Revival. Yeah, absolutely.
Can't forget the Reggae Revival.
But it's true. So this all started, I mean, where I was interested in the whole project was I became involved and aware at the beginning of 2020 that this report that came out about the drop-off in West Indian, African, Black kids, even Black youths, Black men, not being engaged at clubs, not taking part in cricket in the way that they had been in years gone by. Now, we all know about the West Indian team, not being the one it was, but still that shouldn't be the reason for this fall off. So I was aware that this was going on. I was reporting on it on the show. And then I got word that there was something being done about it.
Yeah.
And the little bird said to me, watch this space. And then all of a sudden, boom, here we go, ACE program. So tell me about those early days.
Yeah, nice. It was, as you say, we even highlighted this as part of our kind of 1 year celebrations. We was in Bristol on Friday for an event to kind of launch a bit of ACE Bristol there. They had like a half-term camp, but what we showed is part of the event was the film Fire in Babylon. So that kind of gave a bit of history to sort of the youngsters that were there, and a bit of memory lane for some of the older generation that was there too. And 15 years of domination for the West Indies team. It gave a bit of sense of pride. But again, every time I watch that film, it gives me a sense of pride. I've watched it many times, but also it gives you a bit of an upset feeling as well. And part of the reason why ACE is here is to kind of capture that 75% decline that's happened in the UK for the African Caribbean communities. And it has nothing to do with really the West Indies as such, because the people and the players have lived in this country for a long period of time. So there's a strong Black British history. And that's what we're trying to kind of address. And it's been a roller coaster year, and something that was just meant to be a South London program. And I know you're originally a South London boy, so not too far from where I am in the Mighty Palace. Yeah, definitely. So something that was just meant to support South London has grown extraordinarily to wider parts of South London, Birmingham, Bristol, and there's still places that we want to go to in the years to come. In terms of like nationally, you're looking at Nottingham, Manchester, Leeds as places of interest, and then across all the London boroughs. If we can spread the message, because London is so diverse compared to a lot of the other places. And we're finding for us, you were supporting other underrepresented groups and bringing them along the way too. So I'm sure we will help produce white working class families, cricketers from there, and the South Asian community too, alike with the Black community. So and that's kind of what we're finding across our community hubs, and we know that you can graduate from our community hubs into our academy. So it's just looking forward to the program growing and the reach growing.
You mentioned that film Fire in Babylon. It's a few years ago now, but
yeah.
What is interesting in that, there's a theme there which is the same as what ACE is, right? So in that film, it starts off, one of the first scenes is a young boy, a 15-year-old boy, who's in the sugarcane fields and he's bowling, and the commentator's saying, right now he's coming in. And the 15-year-old boy is looking at him and he's looking down the camera. And at that time, there was a 15-year-old kid, they just clicked, they said, come and do this. And you know what a 15-year-old boy is doing now?
Yeah.
As Jason Holder.
Yeah.
As
It was,
Jason Bourne.
just taking wickets casually and hitting sixes at the moment in the T20 World Cup. You know what I mean? It's funny where his trajectory it's gone. And, you know, hopefully, like I said, there was at the event, there was younger generations. And, you know, there was kind of, I think one of the guys who's doing a talk and gave a bit of a history is like there's 4 decades on from the Windrush generation of representation in the room at the time. And, you know, hopefully just seeing that, some of the people would have seen that for the first time. Hopefully it just inspires, you know, the youngsters that were there, who've been giving cricket a bit of a go this week, or last week, sorry, that it inspires them to play.
I've been down, as you know, to a few of the games this year, in fact, quite a lot. Put some miles on the car.
Just as well, there was no issues with petrol back then in the season.
Yeah, but what a pleasure and what an enjoyment coming down to these games, and the support that you get from the communities and the clubs that you're playing at. We've been to Arundel Castle. What an amazing place that is, an amazing venue, so well looked after. There were a couple of lads hanging around outside that I said, come inside, and they looked like they played before. I don't know, they said they played for, I think, Sussex or something. I don't know. But anyway, they came in, and one was called Chris, and the other one was called Joffre or something. And
yeah, Joffre just casually had to be at Arundel, which was a great surprise for us as coaches, for the players, parents alike. You know, it wasn't something that we knew about or was planned. And, you know, having someone like him support it, and like you said, the picturesque setting of Arundel, you know, and having him there and take pictures with people. And do you know what was amazing as well, which was so unexpected? He came into the dressing room, you know, and spoke to the boys and gave a little bit of insight there. And, you know, just to have someone like, you know, you look at him like, wow, you're Joffre Archer, you bowl, you know, 90 plus miles per hour, and you won the World Cup a couple of years ago, and you're just casually in our change room like anyone else, giving, you know, advice and talking to the boys like you know them. So to have that kind of support across the program, you know, from our ambassadors, which he's one of, is amazing. And, you know, CJ, you know, watching him now, and, you know, literally watching him now bowl just to cricket at the World Cup. But he's a massive supporter. You know, he sends loads of messages, and, you know, he comes up to the office when he can. And now having him back at you know, joining back at Surrey, and our office being based here, I know that he will come down to when we do train at the Oval and stuff like that. He will definitely come down and speak with the players where he can, because he's been amazing. And, you know, with that side of things. But you got to look at others as well, like Mark Butcher. I know he's a big supporter of 98 Not Out as well. But, you know, just the exposure he's had, you know, for us to be on Sky when we first launching in Bristol, you know, the One Day International, and him allowing us to be on that platform was huge. And, you know, all of, you know, can't thank enough of the ambassadors and the sponsors and supporters, you know, over this past year to help create that awareness of the program and what we're trying to do. And we often say you can't be what you can't see, and, you know, platforms like this and many others have helped us do that, to just spread the message of ACE, but also highlight the amazing young people we have on the program, the young boys and girls playing, whether that is in the academy or in our schools program, community hubs, allowing us to show them off and inspire the next generation of players.
Yeah, and it's important as well to let people know that this is a non-stop work. This project, it's with the kids are training all the way through the winter. There's no, you know, it really is. It's the engagement part of it that's so important. And from what I've seen, from when I've been down there and watching what's going on, it is all about the engagement. This is not about, I mean, look, maybe you will find the next Joffre Archer, the next CJ or whatever. But when I look at the enjoyment on the kids' faces, the eagerness to learn when the coaches are talking, even if it's you know, not a physical exercise or something, but the kids are fully into what they're doing. And, you know, it's not like they're being told, you got to turn up, you got to do this, you got to, you know, everyone's there. And we're going to go all through the winter. That's right, isn't it? And training through.
Yeah, like we're going straight through the winter, and we'll have a bigger, you know, match program now. We've got more kids to facilitate on the program. But you know, one of the key things, you know, you travel, you and Christian travel a fair bit of mileage, as you said, but you're not the only ones.
No.
There's people traveling from Bristol every week, Wakefield, Hertfordshire. So, we've got many players from London, but there's people on the outskirts of London and beyond that commit, that travel every week. And I think for us, it's great, the environment that we've been able to create. And I think for the players, I think it's good for them to be around coaches that they can relate to a little bit more and have things in common and experiences, not just from cricket, but just in life, that they will be able to share. Because predominantly, as we all know, and just generalizing here, a lot of the environments that these players would go into, if it was a performance environment, there may be one black or brown coach, there may not be any, so that way how they may talk or approach or ask a certain question, they might feel like they might get judged. But with us, there's no judgment there. And you're right, we want to I would love to have many Jofra Archers and Chris Jordans and Sophia Dunkleys as possible throughout the program, and we're starting to see certain players get opportunities, but we know the percentage to become a professional is small. So how can we help inspire and empower in different ways? And part of that, currently we've got 9 of the youngsters doing their coaching qualification. So, it's trying to show them different avenues within cricket. There's many different departments. There's, like what you're doing, journalism, that's a way in to stay connected to the game and have a passion for it. Sports development, like myself. And there's many different avenues that people can take. And we just want to hopefully through the program show and give those options that, yes, we'd love you to be a professional cricketer, but there are other ways that if you don't make it, you can still be involved in the game that we all love.
Yeah, and that's what you're doing that doesn't happen elsewhere. If you go through the county program, through the county academies, it's just playing and being excellent and nothing else, which is, again, there's so many good things that Ace are doing that I just, my heart bursts with pride when I see what's going on and the success. And for once, the exposure that you're getting, and rightly so, because, there's so much good stuff that's going on. And what, for me personally, is great is mixing with the supporters and the parents, the Guyana posse that's there.
There's a big Guyanese influence with the parents that come, it's like a lot of the Guyanese parents, it's like a Guyanese social club at times, it feels like, but it's that mixing that's great as well, to see not only the players getting on, but, I have a look from, time to sign over my shoulder, and you see the parents mixing and sharing drinks and food and just chatting and having a laugh and going for walks and, even sometimes cussing the players. And, it's all part of, like, culturally where a lot of us are from the Caribbean is how it's always been growing up, and good to see that from the parent side, that it's not only just the players kind of conversing and mixing and having a good time, the parents are too, because some of those days are long days, the matches, they're all day events, so it's good that everyone can kind of get along and come together.
What I really enjoyed was when we went to Bristol and we played at the Phoenix West Indian Club.
Yeah. And that's where the event was on Friday, where we celebrated like 1
year. Was
it? It's at Bristol West Indies Phoenix. So
I love
it was good.
I love that place because a lot of the local community came out. Came along. Yeah. And what was just for me just made the day was some of the old boys that turn up and they're sat there, they're giving stick from the boundary. It doesn't matter who's playing. It could be Richards playing, or it could be whatever. And they're giving the criticism and the vocals. And then next thing, the dominoes tables come out.
Yeah. It was a real, that day in particular was amazing. Like the cricket, we got better over the day in the second game, but better than the first game. But the whole atmosphere, it was so well supported by the local community, and it just shows maybe what Ace can do and bring to a community for people that maybe have thought necessarily cricket is for them, or bringing back a joy of seeing the younger generation playing from the older men, mostly men that was there, and women, but even some of the mums came out as well. So it was such a really good fun day, and it was similar to when we went to Handsworth Cricket Club earlier in the year as well, which was a similar kind of vibe. And it's just good, like just going and just taking Ace on the road, and the more places we can get to, the better, just to give that real kind of community feel, and but really playing and showcasing some amazing cricket, because we've got some really talented youngsters on the program. So it's just showcasing them, but as well as showcasing to the community and the wider places that, you know, the African and Caribbean communities are still playing cricket. You know, there is still a love for the game, and you know, you've been there, you've seen a lot of the youngsters, your son included. You know, they're loving it. They're running around, they're diving, they're fighting for each other, they're taking wickets. You know, they celebrate in their own unique way at times, and you know, it's just great to
getting
show
in the
that.
videos.
Yeah, you know, the videos again. It's like it's all part of the all part of us helping show that, because for a long time it's been perpetuated that, you know, young African and Caribbean heritage boys and girls don't play cricket. So the much we can showcase that, the better. And yeah, I think they're all now a bit familiar when the cameras are around and they can see if one's looking. You can see the little subtle looks and the smiles, which is great. Which is great to see. You know, everyone wants to get a bit of camera, and through the first lady, the chairwoman Ebony, you know, there's luckily that, you know, some of the platforms that some of these videos are going on, it's going on Sky to millions of people, on the BBC to millions of people, and you know, that's the added value, you know, that she brings, and the extra value. It's not the value, it's like added, because she does so much more for the charity.
She does, and she's unstoppable. It's like, doesn't sit still, that woman, at all.
Yeah, it's hard to get sometimes an hour with her, let alone, you know, a day or half a day. You know, she's always got work on the go, and I think people forget that how busy she is, and how much things, different projects she's involved in, and across cricket in general. You know, not just the presenting side of things. And you know, she's not easy to get down, but she's always working hard and for the charity where she can.
And she's getting you into golf, I see.
Yeah, she's trying to try, and golf isn't my thing, you know. Crazy golf, I'm all over that, you know. I'm all over crazy golf, but yeah, golf. She's trying to get me into golf. A few of the team trying as well. I was very reluctant.
Yeah,
and as you can tell from my swing, you know, I'll still be reluctant.
Yeah, I'm not a golfer. I'm the same as you.
Yeah,
I don't mind the crazy golf stuff and all of that, and I'm actually quite good at that.
I'm all over crazy golf, you know. I'll do a round of crazy golf all day long, but the other types of golf, oh mate, drop me out.
Ebony isn't the only one. I
was going to say, but golf is another underrepresented sport that, who knows, you know, Ace might get into, you know. We might unearth the next Tiger Woods. Who knows? I'm sure there's some young talented kids, especially in South London, that if they got a chance to play golf or had enough time, I'm sure we could get Ace into golf, an Ace golf branch, not only just cricket.
Well, why not? I mean, why not just expand Ace completely into all sports, and as a platform and a kind of a pathway for for kids that don't have that chance, like you say, there's golf.
Yeah.
Tennis with Emma Raducanu, you know.
Yeah, tennis, hockey, you know, all these kind of sports that rugby's doing all right. They've got their model that's kind of producing some players. And
I saw Maro Itoje at the Oval as well for the Test match.
He's massive.
I couldn't believe it.
He's huge. But no, like all these sports, you know. I guess again, a lot of those sports we mentioned are predominantly dominated, just like cricket, by private schools. So you know. And you look at the diversity within those sports, and I guess you look at the diversity within private schools, there's no surprise or correlation. So yeah, I'm sure we could get it going.
I think probably, and I can see that happening with those. I think it can just become its own, you know, different sections and whatever else. But I mean, listen, we're talking years.
Yeah.
So what's up? So you've got 1 year under your belt. What's the next stage? What's up for 2022?
Yeah, the next stage, I guess, for us is to try and get more players in, more young boys and girls across all areas of the program, support more coaches. We're trying to support that. We've had coaches go on to, I guess, like the youngsters starting their level one at their first kind of entry level, but we've been supporting coaches to go and encourage them to do level 3s and the level 4s, and you know, mentoring there. More matches, definitely want to play more matches, and we want to try and push more players on within the game. Let's get some more representation for the young boys and girls playing county cricket, hopefully, or trialing at least. You know, just to spread the work of Ace. And you know, I think we've got some talented players, and hopefully we'll find some more talented players. And again, like I said, for our schools program and our community program, we'll be bringing through more underrepresented groups, who lack the access to facilities and opportunities to play cricket. So we'll definitely be doing that. And it's been a crazy year, and I say a year because we've been, there's been a couple lockdowns in between that, and I know for from April to September, just across our work in London and across Birmingham, we've been able to engage across all our platforms, 2,400 players, and now we've gone into Bristol. That will increase, and hopefully by the end of next year, we'll be in more cities where I mentioned, nationally. Hopefully we'll be in other cities like Nottingham and Leeds and Manchester, as other areas to cover.
This stuff doesn't come for free. I know you've got a charitable status, but it's important that people support you and find ways to support you. And it is easy to support now. So you've got a PayPal. Yeah. Or is it PayPal or Just Giving?
We've got both. We've got PayPal, Just Giving, direct debit straight into the bank account. Even Amazon Smile. So, if people are shopping on Amazon, don't just let Jeff get all the money. You can siphon off a percentage to us. So and all of that information, is quite easily headed up on our website, and it can be found there.
Well, I'm just going to put those links across the bottom of this screen so that they can scroll down. So people, if you're watching this, just take a note, get involved, and give even just the smallest amount is going to make a difference.
Any amount goes a long way. We'll be appreciative of any kind of support and funding that we have, and it will go to supporting more underrepresented groups, taking diverse talent from the grassroots to the elite where we can, and we've got aspirations, like we said, to get more professional players, but we want to make more professional people. I can use myself as an example. I wanted to play professional cricket. Didn't happen for me, but I find myself working, being involved in the last 8 years working professionally within cricket, from a sports development side of things. So that, if we can encourage more young people to get involved across the whole business, media is important to us as well, sports media and sports development.
Well, we will be putting this out not only on the radio show, but we'll be going on our YouTube channel and our new Spotify podcast channel.
Oh, big! You guys are getting,
You're growing. We're taking the lead from Ace. We're going to the moon. We're rocketing.
No, you got to do it, man. Don't let anyone hold anyone back.
Nah. So apart from, you mentioned one or two of the ambassadors you've got, but you've also, I've noticed from some of your social media, you've had some of the guys from the entertainment world coming up and showing their face at the Ace office. And one of your favourites, I saw, you got a bit starstruck when a certain young gentleman came up there and showed a bit of skills.
Yeah, no, Mr. Popcorn was up here playing some shots, and Kano as well. Kano, East London boy. Even he had a few shots, and I was just like, wow, these are two artists that I've listened to for a long period of time, and love their music. Just to have them in the Ace office, just being around the program, it was amazing. It was amazing. And the thing is, they just was like any other normal guys. It was no kind of I'm a celebrity and I've done the X, Y, and Z. It was just for the love of cricket and the love of Ace, and that's just friends through the program that connected that. And it was great having them over the 100. They're over the 100, watching the 100 games and stuff like that.
So I guess last time he came on, we had a track from Popcorn. You want another one from him? Or are you going to go Kano this time?
I don't know. I'm debating between the two. I don't know if some of your listeners are ready for
They're ready.
Music of Kano. I don't know. I think we could get by with Popcorn, but I'm not sure we could get by with Kano.
Listen, Laurie Evans has given us some of the most incredible Caribbean music choices. So
listen, Laurie is a top guy. Laurie, he's another supporter of Ace, and me and Laurie, we played together and against each other for many years. So he's a good friend of mine, and he's always saying, when can he come up to the office? Because he always sees it's buzzing when it was with the old Invincibles and stuff like that. He's getting a shout out. So yeah, no, in terms of we'll go Kano, and I'll go for T-shirt in the manor.
Chevy Green, Ace Project, absolute legend, and friend of Laurie Evans.
LJ's a good guy, man.
Say hello from me, and
Wow.
yeah, we'll catch up soon.